Welcome to the Smriti Show Season 2. Today we have with us an educationist par excellence. He is a certified NLP practitioner, a Six Sigma belt holder of yellow and white belt. Currently Principal Coors Global School, Dr. Dheeraj Mehrotra is the most sought after name in the field of education. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you so much.
Your CV is amazing. You have done so much of work in a given period of time that it's nice to see, how much can a man accomplish. So tell us something about your childhood days, Were you the most sought after child that, mujhe ye bhi achieve karna hai, wo bhi karna hai. Were you like this in your childhood days as well?
Well, I thank you first of all for praising me, but I was just like a normal child. I used to get just a pass grade, and of course there was an exciting pleasure in me that yes, one day I'll do something. And that one day came when I became a teacher.
Right.
As a teacher, I practiced what I learned as a student, and of course as being an educator now, I believe teaching the way you were taught, of course with some modifications, comes, and we used to ape our own teachers while we teach. As a child, I always had that eagerness in me to do something, of course, but it was not clear what I would do.
Right.
So I tried accepting challenges. I remember the first write-up I wrote, which actually ignited me to be a writer, be an author, was about a pole which was there in front of my house, and it was actually in the middle of the road.
Okay.
So I wrote to one of the newspapers letters to the editor, and there I still remember the title was The Deadly Pole, because people used to get
get stuck by it, hit by it,
accident.
Right? Yeah.
Quite often it was, and then I thought of writing and bringing the authorities in view so that that pole could be brought to the side, and that was all because of the construction and things.
How old were you then?
Well, I was, I think, 14 years.
Okay.
And in that case, I got a lot of praise from my teachers, especially the English teacher I remember, and he read my write-up. And then it was actually in Allahabad, and the newspaper I am talking was Northern India Patrika. So ever since that particular article or the letters to the editor was published, and it was something like a little impetus to me. And then it became a habit. For every new thing, I was just thinking to write to the editor. And then there used to be a campus beat column in the newspaper every Wednesday.
Right.
So that was more like a campus beat for the universities, campuses. So there I used to write. And then while I was in class 11, I remember I had clean shaved. So that time I used to, get some special comments and special, words like which were not very happily pleasing to the ears. Tum aise ho, tum waise ho. Then I wrote an article, The Clean Shave Mania.
Oh wow!
And that was again quite
a
impressive.
Game changer.
Yes. And then many teachers, in fact, told me about it. They even had a discussion in the class. And then the journey started of writing.
Wow!
So every week or every 10 days, I had something or the other.
So from that first write-up at the age of 14 to now over 100 books that you have authored, and various subjects, right from computer science to NLP to AI. You are such a versatile writer. You have also written biographies of several people. So the writing bug hit you quite early in life, and you were one of those who took criticism in a positive stride and converted it into your strength. So tell us about your books and any current book that is upcoming.
Okay. Well, yes, you're right. I have written around 100 books plus. Mainly, I started writing with a test paper which was published as a teacher. Myself, I published I remember it was way back in 91, 92 when I published my own test paper of ICSE of computer applications.
Okay.
And in 96, I handed over all my publications since then to S. Chand and Company, New Delhi. So now I have a series of books for computers for class 1 to 12. In addition to that, I have my own self-published books, which are basically towards anything and everything in education, whether it is school management mantras or safety and security in schools, or catering to the new age classrooms post-COVID, or developing online reputation management, or digital body language.
Wow.
So these are some of the topics, and I figure out to understand. I'm compiling a book on digital thinking and computational thinking. Plus, in addition, I've also authored books on artificial intelligence basics,
Right.
which is actually one of the top selling 10 books in the world
Oh, wow.
on basics of artificial intelligence, which is being sold at, I think, every Amazon portal around the globe. The learning is actually, I believe in learning to learn as a priority, and every time I go for sessions as a CBSE master trainer, I always tell my participants that you need to be believing in the fact that the more you learn, the more you earn,
Right.
in terms of honor, recognition and pride.
Correct.
So that is the aspect and the mantra I work for.
You are one of those who believes in lifelong learning.
Lifelong learning,
Right.
very true.
Apart from books, you have developed some 150 free apps for the Google Play Store, and your name has been there in the Limca Book of Records and the Indian Book of Records. So what are these apps all about, and what made you develop these apps?
Well, this is again, I say that with every challenge comes an opportunity.
Correct.
And it was around 6 to 8 years back when I got a reminder from my publisher, S. Chand, that this is the new curriculum for the ICSE, and you have to write books on these. You have to revisit and edit them as per the new syllabus. This is the new content. So that time, the Council for the Indian School Certificate Examination had come with a curriculum of 1 to 8 for computer science, computer applications.
Okay.
And out of the blue, I was just going through. For class 8, there was a topic about developing apps. So as a learner, as I said, because I learned computers, which is not even read and recognized today. I read about MS-DOS, I read about Windows, programming languages like
C++,
BASIC, not even C++,
correct.
BASIC, COBOL, Fortran,
Right.
which is into history now, years. And keeping that fact in view, this module comes and says developing apps should be a part of class 8 curriculum. Now, I studied that. I practiced that, and in process I thought, I remembered one of the statements given by our Prime Minister Modi ji, that there was a gentleman who did something, he developed few apps for some purpose. So I thought, why not do it, right? And then I started on doing that, and I took the membership of the Apple Store for that app development, Google Play Store.
Right.
By paying $100, I thought let it go as an investment. Whether I'll be able to do it or not, I don't know. So I tried, tested, and everything is there online. You have to just put your mindset there that I have to learn it.
Okay.
So being with that interest, I initiated that. The first app was made, the PSP file and other PSQs and things were there. Then I had to upload it to the Google Android platform. I did that. And it was only there limited for Android, not for the iPhone.
Okay.
So I thought, let's try there only. So one app came, then the other one. Then I thought of doing all my books part into app form. So that becomes easier.
Correct.
Then I started getting mails, and then the dashboard started telling me how many have been downloaded. As usual, I kept on sharing with my friends, relatives, so that they said, wow, it's nice. And then with the march of time, it came up to my interest. I said, why not let's go for it and make it. So when the 150 number crossed, I thought, let's try with the Limca Book of Records. So I wrote to them. They said, very well, you have to get me the screenshot, and of course they have their own ways and means.
Judging the.
So I sent all the files and the links, and then it was, I mean,
and you are the only educator who has done this. Like,
Yes.
you know, people say ki jack of all trades, master of one. I would say you're one of those who are jack of also the trade and master also. Like books, 100 books right there. Apps, 100 apps right there. So, you know, you've mastered the art. Whatever you do, you give your best shot into it.
Now I'm also working on digital content development through Udemy.
Yeah.
So there are around 450 courses I have launched.
Correct.
Catering to around more than 2.5 lakhs. Of
and almost
students.
80 countries, I think.
Yeah, 180
countries,
yeah.
right.
So that's, again, I'm looking forward to support. Some are paid also, and some are free, because people say when you're working hard, why to make it free, of course.
Right.
Because people are, you know, hunting for knowledge and the spectrum. So this is all Corona, COVID time that I
you invested in learning and utilizing
yes.
it. Very nice. While working in the field of education, you have traveled length and breadth of the country. You have done more than 1,000 presentations as well, workshops as well. You are a certified trainer. You know how to, you know, educate young minds. You know how to train people. And with the new education policy coming in place, a lot of things are going to change. India is going to witness a huge change in the education sector. So tell us your views on the NEP 2020.
Well, I would say that NEP is more like we have been teaching unconsciously. In every classroom, NEP was being followed, but unconsciously. We used to have experiential learning. We used to have coding in the form of computer programming.
Correct.
And we used to have learning by doing in any way. But now, of course, when it says that you have to do it by this name, that name, so that is how there is a new spectrum being dwelled. Of course, the way the ministry has promoted this, I'm sure that it will go consciously now with some spectrum of diligence, and learning will become a hobby. And as the NEP itself says, that we need to be targeting the skilled workforce as a priority. Apart from academics, there will be something like No Bags Day, you know. And,
10 Bagless Day program that they are having.
And apart from that, there are many new things which have come up about introduction of new subjects, the local language dialect, and emphasis on degrees, diplomas and certificates. So I think we are preparing a good workforce, and India being the richest as far as the youth is concerned. So that way, probably, I think it is a blend of many countries. A lot of research has been done. And implementing will be not an easy task, I'm sure. But looking forward, as an educationist, even I feel that it is more like a new wine in the old bottle, but being brought forward by a specific name, something like blended learning, hybrid learning, one-on-one, capacity-based learning, teachers training. Of course, this was being done, but not given any specified name. So I'm sure with this consciousness, things will come with a better framework.
Very well, you rightly pointed out that it was there. Right from, say, being home science part of the system,
of course.
You know, handicraft being part of the system.
Very true.
We learnt it, but we didn't have that mindset that this could be our profession.
Yes.
Now when we are, you know, re-implementing it in schools, the mindset is that you can become, you know, a needle worker also. You can become a plumber also. You can do anything.
Very true.
You can become a chef also. Earlier it was like home science is just fun, do it for fun.
I remember when I was studying in Boys' High School, Allahabad, we used to have carpentry.
Right.
And that has become as an internship today in the new model of this NEP. So we used to have carpentry. I remember manual period, we used to call it. And we used to make fishes of wood, and tea was the first one, that you have to cut sword, put a tea there, or put a fish format. The teacher used to draw it on a wooden piece, and we used to cut it with the help of the saw and the chisel and the other stuff. So this has really come up, and with practice, we need to understand about new skills. And of course, the priority goes with these respective boards to have it happen.
Right. So, apart from being an education innovator, you have played an active role in education leadership. You have been principal of so many schools, you have been a master CBSE trainer, plus you do a lot of other things in the field of education. So, give us a detailed synopsis of what all you have been doing in the field of education leadership.
Yes, basically, I've been an educator, and as an educator, you just not be a teacher or a leader of a school, but you need to see to the 360-degree framework of how you can contribute. So, as an edu leader, I would say I have been engaged in teacher training, number one, then school audits as per the school's SQAA, if you ever heard of,
Right.
the Schools Quality Assessment and Accreditation, which is an ISO equivalent format by the CPSC. And also I have been training on quality circles, which is a Japanese concept on identification of the problems and implementing solutions. Also, apart from that, it is all into the umbrella of total quality management. So I've trained around 200 principals in Sri Lanka
Wow.
for their Ministry of Education schools. And then I have had some trainings done in Mauritius. And also, apart from that, I was invited 3 years back by one of the management institutes of Turkey to, propagate the concept of excellence in education, where fortunately I met a few educators from Finland. And now I'm actually, next month, I'm also visiting Finland to understand more concepts on how and what way they are the best in the world.
And they have reduced education burden a lot. Like I was seeing a video online, how they are working on the students and right from reducing the school hours, they are doing phenomenally
and not
well.
giving any homework.
Yeah, no homework. There's no concept of homework.
So,
there's, I think, only 20 week hours of school that they have to do.
And
so,
no examination.
No examination is there. And
so in fact, I'm writing a book, Peace Like Finland, but I think it will be over more with inputs when I visit that country. Yes, and apart from that, the school audit is somewhat a priority. Then teachers' appraisal is what I did in addition to managing schools. And of course, writing books and creating digital content for many online portals. And one of them is Udemy.
Yeah. So with so many feathers in your hat, like a writer, publisher, orator, TEDx speaker, education innovator, educational leadership, which is your favorite role? All of these roles you play with equal ease, and you have, a good amount of knowledge in all these fields. And it's very nice to see that how one person can assimilate so much knowledge and even disseminate it in such a professional way.
Yes, I feel that, as I said earlier, learning should be a priority, and that's what I try to imbibe into with the perfection and delight. I can't be perfect in all, in some even, but I can actually work out to learn in all the fields. So as a principal, yes, I'm trying my best to manage schools. Then as an author, I try to, bring out the best in my writing skills, and through my writings that I'm able to dissipate knowledge to the maximum. And then as an auditor, I always tend to reflect, because for me, auditing a school is not like fault finding, but it's more like fact finding.
Right.
And then I try some recommendations for the heads of schools or the owners to help out better. So it's, again, I said that it's a complete 360-degree framework to what we can do to the best. And now at Kuvan's Global School in Lucknow, where I am leading a group of teachers to bring out excellence and work out with the students, with the parents, and delivering them the best. So that's the priority. I believe that every child is a genius. Only thing is we need to ignite the spirit of learning in them.
Correct. As they say that you can't ask the fish to climb the tree and a monkey to swim in the river.
Yeah.
So on that note, you have seen educators across the country, even internationally. You have met students far and wide, both locally and globally. What is that one advice you would like to give to students and parents, so that they can have a holistic development in their life?
Yeah, see, for the students, of course, not to get carried away by the digital candies. And for the parents, of course, we need to observe our children that what and how and where they are working online. So their cloud presence has to be judged and checked. Number 3, give them quality time. So that is somewhat like giving them one quality time, 1 hour every day at least, to listen to them what happened in the school and what's the best thing they liked in the school. What's the takeaway? What was the learning for the day? So that when they deliver the same learning to we the parents, they learn the better. The thing is the revision for them.
Correct.
You, as parents, we have to ask, bring your timetable. I'll ask what happened in the first English period. What happened in the physics period? What did the teacher do? What did you do in the computer period? What program did you execute? So I think as parents, we have that responsibility also to have a know-how. I have seen parents who don't know, apart from the name of the child, they just don't know which class the child is studying, or even the section, or the name of the class teacher.
Or their friends.
Yes, the friends. So I think it is high time for we the parents to bring out at least 1 hour during the dinner time. We can always, and at least I also request in all my parenting sessions that please have one meal with them every day. At least one meal with them, and once a week they should pray together. Praying to God. So that brings out a little spiritual quotient in them. And then, of course, have a feeling to motivate them. Go with them, for a freak out, maybe Saturday evening, once a month, if your things allow, your schedule allows. Be with them. Give them that, something like leave your mobile phone in the car for some time, thinking not to answer them, but to the family members where, you are more justified and responsible for.
Very rightly pointed out. When it comes to meal, if we see, hardly families have meals together. When the child is getting ready, the child leaves, so there is no breakfast time together. Lunch time, again, the father is not there. Dinner time, either the father is coming late or the kid has to, sleep early. So I think only weekends is the time when the family is probably eating together. So thank you so much for joining us, and it was lovely talking to you. We wish you all the best for all your future books and assignments.
Thank you.
Thank
God
you.
bless you.